It's a pretty common saying. Get the best 5 offensive linemen out there. We've said it when we talked about the Raiders just drafting Dylan Parham, but I've come to the realization that I'm not in the mood to mess around with this. As a Vikings fan, I have seen some of these more talented offensive linemen not get the chance. Guys like Wyatt Davis last year, when we saw Oli Udoh just not getting the job done, we still trotted him out there, and it was just the most frustrating thing. I wanted to put my head through a wall. But as it pertains to the Las Vegas Raiders, I would say they've got everything to lose. Like they are, what's the saying? They've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. They've got to put Dylan Parham on the field. I don't care if he struggles. I don't. Because we saw Andre James, who's actually one of the better graded centers later on in the season. Nobody talks about that, even though we actually forgot about it and somebody pointed out in our comment section. But people forget that Andre James struggled a little bit, but got a foothold later on in the season. People forget about the fact that, Jermaine Illuminor, I know I'm never going to say any of these names right. These are one of the more respectable guys that we've seen come up that I think can do a little something for this Raiders offensive line. And, I'm going to be honest. I also think, Denzel Good, I'm really excited for a guy like him, a guy like of his caliber. This is, to me, just reminds me, it's going to be a makeshift offensive line, but this could be a pretty good offensive line. If you talk about from left to right, you talk about Colton Miller, all-pro, starting left tackle, fantastic. Denzel Good starting for you at left guard, I would love it. I would absolutely love it. And then Andre James or Dylan Parham, take your pick. Because here's the thing. Andre James, he really started to figure it out. I would really not feel right about taking him out towards right now because he really started to put it together. But it would be a mistake in any facet for the Raiders not to try to get Dylan Parham on the field. We're talking about an uber-athletic offensive lineman. We're talking about a guy that can hold his own in the passing game as well as clear some lanes. And you can run right behind him. He can be a pulling guard, whatever. I think Dylan Parham is too much of a special player to not find a way to get on the field. And again, I don't care if he struggles. I think we have seen that, out of rookies, it takes them a little bit to get going. But if you would have taken out Andre James last year towards, after you thought you'd had enough and not just trot him out there, you wouldn't have seen one of the highest graded centers later on in the season. So I think it is imperative now to get Dylan Parham on the field. Now, again, I understand the apprehension of putting a rookie. Obviously he's not going to start right away. He's going to be a guy that comes up through OTAs, mini camps, whatever, training camp, and he's going to have to earn his spot. I get it. I totally understand it. But at the same time, if you have a guy like Jermaine Illuminor, who could struggle, could not, could play pretty well, I'm excited for it. Or if you want to put Alex Leatherwood at guard, okay. If you have a guy that you already kind of know what you got and they're struggling, and Dylan Parham is sitting on the bench just sitting there waiting to be put in, I think you put him in. Like, I do not think there is a reason, any reason. Honestly, I think he should be getting a look at, I think he should be in immediate competition to be either the starting center, the starting right guard. I don't care. Because, we said what the starting offensive line should be. It should be Colton Miller, Denzel Good, Andre James, Dylan Parham-ish, Jermaine Illuminor, Dylan Parham-ish, or Alex Leatherwood starting at right tackle. Because I think it would be absolutely foolish. And we saw this. The reason I'm kind of reiterating this is because as a Vikings fan, I saw it with the Vikings. They just didn't play their offensive linemen. The rookie offensive linemen, they had to earn their stripes. I get it. But if you are constantly watching a certain side of your offensive line that is the Achilles heel of your team, you can't waste any more time. Put the rookie in. If he plays worse, okay, but you've got a lot of other things here working for your offensive line. Thayer Munford could be a guy that comes in and steps in right away. Who knows? Bamidele Olaseni, I'm really excited about him, what he's going to do. Maybe try him a guard. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't work. But the point is, do not let good be the enemy of great. We have said it a lot on this show, courtesy of Purple for the Win podcast. But at the end of the day, I'm just so sick and tired of watching offensive lines just get by, just not too afraid to put in their rookies just to see how they do, if they're bad or whatever. To fix the offensive line, I think that the Raiders might have to go out on a limb here if things aren't going according to plan. Put Dylan Parham in, put him on the field. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. wow, we got Dylan Parham on the mind. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. In the description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the Las Vegas Raiders needing to put Dylan Parham on the field.